Hello Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. These are your messages for December, and a very happy birthday to those of you that are celebrating your solar returns during this time. So let's have a look at what we have coming up for you. The very first card that we have as your underlying energy is the Queen of Swords. Now, I always say that when a court card comes up as an underlying energy, this is usually going to be your energy. It can be the energy of someone else, but if it is someone else, they're really kind of central to your story at this time. I kind of feel like this, well, as you can see already, there's the King and Queen of Swords that come up in this reading, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the Queen of Swords first. Now, she's someone who's been through a very difficult time. She's experienced every difficult, thing that you could imagine, but she's learned from all of that. She's turned all of those difficult experiences into knowledge. And now she's able to make decisions very clearly. She always knows what to do. She's very much about the truth. And, she will only accept the truth from whoever comes to her. It's always kind of bizarre in this because, look, she has one hand out, like calling someone over, as in, she's inviting whoever towards her. And yet she also has a sword in her other hand. And that's her sword of truth. That's the sword that, if you kind of bring bullshit to her, she will cut you down. She's not going to accept any kind of crap, really. She's very intelligent. She's very kind of logical. She's able to detach from her emotions. Now, kind of the negative side of that is that she can come across as kind of cold and emotionally detached. But, we all have emotions. So with this card coming up as your underlying energy, it kind of feels like whatever you've gone through, the difficulties or the challenges that you've experienced, you now see them in a different light. You're now able to have gleaned some kind of knowledge from that, and you're able to make decisions, when decisions need to be made. And if there are any that need to be made this month, because that may be why the Queen of Swords is coming up for you, because there are choices and decisions that you need to make. You're able to make them with a clear head without letting your emotions kind of get too involved in that. Now, what you have coming up at the heart of your reading is the Sun. Yes. So the Sun is the potential for great happiness. It's one of the best cards in the tarot. It's happiness, it's joy, it's childlike joy. It's not, it's a very innocent energy. And I love this card when it comes up. But it's also about illumination, and it's about the truth. So when the Sun shows up, everything is revealed to us. And the example I always give is, if you go out into your garden when the sun's out, you can see every blade of grass. You don't need any effort to see, everything's revealed to us very clearly. Now, with the Queen of Swords coming up as the underlying energy, and with the Sun here, there may be some truths revealed at this time, but you're able to make that decision clearly. You're able to know what to do with it. So the Sun coming up at the heart, it's fabulous. And it doesn't matter which way you cut it. Whenever the Sun shows up, especially at the heart of a reading, there is a kind of ease. There is things becoming easier. They feel kind of more, like I say, innocent, but it's more, that childlike kind of energy where things don't really stress us out so much. So especially with the Queen of Swords coming up, this does kind of indicate the energy shift here is of difficult times ending. And that kind of seems to be a theme here. Now, you have coming up as a past energy, you have the Empress. And the Empress is a card, like, she's the master manifester. She gives birth to new ideas. She can kind of attract anything that she needs. She represents the mother kind of figure in the tarot. She's also like home, domesticity, that kind of thing. So it may be that, some of you have been kind of homebodies. With the Sun coming out now, you may be kind of feeling the urge to kind of get out more and socialize more. And that's not usually the energy that I kind of read for the Sun, but it's just with the Queen of Swords there and with the Empress in the past. These are very strong kind of feminine energies. It may be that there's been this whole thing because she's creation, right? The Empress is all about creation. So it may be that you've been kind of dealing with new projects, coming up with new ideas, creating something new in your life. The Empress can also be when, we attract things to ourselves, and not just things, but people as well. The Empress is very attractive, and she can effortlessly attract to herself whatever she wants. So it may be that, you may have been attracting some attention. And if you weren't kind of ready for that in the past, you might be now. The reason I say that is we have the King of Swords coming up as the present energy. Now, sitting above the King of Swords is the Queen of Swords. So yes, we have a couple here. Whenever the King and Queen of any suit show up, that is a couple. And please remember, if this is referring to a same-sex relationship, then you know this is just the divine feminine rather, and the divine masculine energy. They just represent a couple. Now, I always see these two as a meeting of minds. Like, you know, they can share ideas and they are on the same page. They have the same vision. For some of you, this is not a relationship reading. You may have been trying to give birth to a new idea, a new project, a new hobby even, but something new that you started here. So you gave birth to it. The Empress, she creates, but it's always the Emperor, the card that comes after the Empress in the tarot, who comes and brings order to that, who knows what to do with it. It's the Emperor that does it. She gives birth to it though. So it may be now, this is a partnership. You know, you have someone here who's on the same page as you, who has the same vision as you do, and there's a meeting of the minds, and you're able to move forward with an idea or a project. If this is a relationship, maybe that you attracted someone in the past and you weren't kind of sure if they were the right person for you. Maybe you weren't in the right place to move ahead. I know with Saturn in Sagittarius, it's been a difficult time for Sagittarius, especially in relationships, you know, starting something new, or there's been this kind of drive to get things done. So now it seems like, you know, there is someone who's here who, you know, like I said, has that same vision. There's a meeting of two minds here. So it does feel like wherever you are mentally, you meet someone who's on the same page as you here. Now, the King of Swords, I always see the Queens as being, they kind of wait. They wait to see what's presented to them, you know, and then they act. But I always see the King energy as more, they initiate. So if this is not someone else, I don't usually see that. I mean, I would usually see a partnership here, or you know, at least a couple, or some kind of partnership. But if there isn't that, then that can be like if you were waiting with that Queen of Swords energy, because like I said, the Queens wait to see what's presented to them. She puts her hand out to see what comes forward to her. Then the King of Swords is going to be like, he's the advisor. They're both very good at making decisions, but if you were looking at professions, this is like a lawyer, an advisor, a consultant, someone who we go to for advice because they know what to do. It's that very logical, very clear idea of how to proceed, how to go forward. And whatever it is that sends you forward, we have the Page of Wands. So this is very exciting. This is something that feels great. It feels like a new adventure. And now Wands energy, it's your energy. I don't know if I said this, but Swords energy is air energy. So some of you may be dealing with an air sign, which would be Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But, you know, I always say take that with a pinch of salt, because we don't know. We can have those energies anywhere in our chart. So it doesn't have to be just a sun sign. Always look at the energies of those cards and see if it's someone who's acting very logically at this time, coming forward with truth. If you're kind of worried that someone's not been telling you the truth, with the King and Queen of Swords coming up, there would be the truth. And with the Sun, that's illumination. So if you've been waiting for some information, you've been waiting for some news, if you're not, you know, waiting for some clarity about something, a relationship, a job, whatever it is, feels like you get that. That's with that King of Swords coming up in the present, it does feel like you get that. But the Page of Wands, to me, it can be good news. It's good news that, you know, gets us excited. Wands are all about our creative energies, you know, the energy that we put out into the world. So when the Page of Wands kind of shows up, this is where we may receive news, and it's something that gets us very excited, and we feel like we want to go forward. The Page of Wands is the adventure. I always see a new adventure beginning when the Page of Wands shows up. The pages to me are kind of like a lesser energy of the aces. So they kind of show new beginnings for me as well. So there is a new adventure coming up for you. And it may have been something that you've been hoping for or wishing for quite a while now. And the reason I say that is the advice card, or the crowning energy that we have for you, is the Star. So some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius, because this is the card for Aquarius, and you do have the King and Queen of Swords there. But the Star card, it's that card, it shows up in the tarot after the Tower. So this is like after a difficult period. This is the card of healing. It's a very spiritual energy. it's that, you know, star that shows up in the night sky to guide us to our wishes, guide us to our dreams. It can be a helping hand. It's the promise of a new beginning. And when I saw this, when I saw the whole spread, and especially with the star card coming up at the end, it very much spoke to me of, you know, the last 3 years. And like I said, I know what it's like. I have a Sagittarius rising sign, and it's been hard with Saturn there. It's been, you know, a lot of the energy, I guess, that Sagittarius usually has kind of been dimmed. I know that's been returning. But with the star card coming up here, this is a new beginning coming up. This is wish fulfillment. This is hope. And that's may have been something that, you know, has been missing for a while. You have the Empress here above the star card. So when the Empress shows up above the star card, what that's actually saying is that, you know, you may have started something new. You may have started a new project. You may have, I don't know, like this could be the mother card. So that could be parenthood. Maybe you've literally given birth to a child. And it may have been difficult. Like you've not known where you're going, which way you're headed. But with the star showing up, it's showing that, yes, you're headed towards your dreams. You're headed towards what you've been wishing for. This is the wish fulfillment card. But more than anything, to me, this talks about new beginnings and healing. It's that healing energy where, you know, we just have hope. It's a very hopeful energy.